Hello and welcome to today's video as we explore several multifamily properties with our favorite product, James Hardie Color Plus, and our second favorite product, Woodtones Rustic series, which is on the James Hardie substrate. So it's really almost the same thing, but we'll talk more about that towards the end of the video and why we love it. But James Hardie Color Plus truly elevates any property, and it also is so much better for the owner, and especially on a highly complex, fast-moving site new build, it is an incredible thing as well. So I am Aaron with Direct Siding, and I've helped over 200 properties now be transformed with this incredible product, James Hardie Color Plus. So thank you for joining me today as we get into it. Welcome to this property. This is an 11 apartment building complex. There's 242 individual units here, and it's a new build, ground up project, and we completed this project in about 9-10 months, I believe, on site. About 2 buildings per month at the highest point of production here. And this particular developer is a national company that, yeah, they just move very fast and require extremely well organized, incredible companies to work with to meet their very, very fast paced schedule. So Direct Siding, with over 20 team members who are very, very proficient in the James Hardie Color Plus product, we were a perfect fit for them on this project, and we were able to execute on their timeline, no problem at all. And as you can see, this Color Plus product, it just looks stunning and just absolutely beautiful right after installation. So there's no extra time needed for another trade to come in and paint. And if you've ever been on a site where the production rate is as high as this one, you may understand why it's nice to eliminate an entire trade, an entire team from having to be on site, where there's just a lot of things going on at all times. And this particular property owner certainly is a more premium developer, so they are always developing just these stunning properties because they consistently select high quality materials. This was evident from their use of paver stones throughout the entire development, and preference of using James Hardie Color Plus in the siding from the get-go. And that's just awesome because the property owner in the long run doesn't have to have their tenants interrupted every 5 to 7 years, for the first 15 years anyway, to paint. And you know, when you've got 242 residents and a large property like this, having to paint is a big deal. You've got people on site, you've got your residents who have to move things, maybe remove things from exterior walls and or the deck, having to, you know, close people's decks for a period of time, maybe a week or so, you know, and just depending on how all that goes, just different problems and complaints from tenants that you inevitably deal with in this world. So, you know, choosing a product that's baked on and sealed on in the factory, it's better protected for the property owner, it looks more beautiful, and there's less headaches for the tenants. It just makes all the sense in the world. And as you can see, it just really, really helps make this property look elevated and beautiful, and helps the owners maximize rents for sure. So now let's take a look at another property here in Boise. It's actually in Garden City, but right on the river. Just a stunning setting here. And this is a low-income property that had vinyl siding originally. And it's not that old of a property, but the original vinyl siding was a super cheap vinyl, just about as thin as it gets in the vinyl world, and it had already become brittle. It was extremely, extremely dirty. It would just catching a ton of dirt that's in the Boise air, blowing around constantly. And it was also covering a multitude of water damage problems. And so that's one issue with vinyl, is it really doesn't expose what's actually happening if there's a problem often. So we really don't like, I don't like vinyl at all. I would never ever install it in my own home. I think it's a terrible product to choose. It's kind of like akin to wrapping paper on um, a Christmas present. It's just the trash paper on the outside that just gets thrown away, in my opinion, and it just comes off a house just so quickly too. It's just garbage. So we don't like vinyl, if you couldn't tell. Especially when you replace any property like this that has vinyl, and then you put a beautiful, stunning product like James Hardie Color Plus on it, it's just a night and day difference. It all of a sudden has an elevated, very elegant feel. And so, this property actually we installed in 2022. So it was about 3 years ago now. And it just doesn't even look like it's aged a bit yet, which is why I like to point out that it was installed a few years ago, because it's just a night and day different product, the James Hardie Color Plus, versus a primed and painted in the field product, because it's just sealed and it just stays bold in its color and appearance for much longer. So that's all for that property. Let's take a look at one more series of properties for another developer we work with, where I love this accent product that we use here called Woodtones Rustic series. That's this two-tone wood-looking product that is it's the same color on every one of these units. It's the old cherry color, which is the most popular color for sure that Woodtones makes. But Woodtones does make about 16 colors, and they create this wood look with a two-color tone variegated paint. And they don't make the substrate, the product that it's painted on. That's actually James Hardie. So it's the exact same in its texture and look as the rest of the siding, because Woodtones has shipped it up to Canada and used their paint process, so it all looks amazing. And that's what because Canada has so much cedar and true wood look used in its architecture that it's an extremely popular product in Canada, and we just love using it, especially up here in the Northwest. So again, thank you for joining me on this tour of some multifamily properties and talking more about James Hardie Color Plus and pre-finished products. So whoever you are, thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you took something away from this video. If you would like to discuss your multifamily project and you're anywhere on the West Coast, or hey, even in the USA, just give us a call. Who knows? We'll see what happens. 208-230-4168 or directsiding.com. Have a wonderful day.